Hi, my name is Emily Bolin with Sally Crew at Sally Beauty, and today I'm going to share with you my favorite tips and tricks on how to do a blowout. So one of the tools we're going to use today is the Ion Whisper Quiet Light hair dryer. Not only is it quieter than most hair dryers, but it's got 2 different speed settings and a cooling button, which means that we're going to be able to style and then also set our hair all with one tool. Another tool we're going to be using today is the Ion Concave Round Brush. This brush is going to allow us to tame frizz and add volume. And the final tool I'm going to be using today is the Ion One Stroke Hair Straightener. This hair straightener has a heat setting, that way we can control how much heat is being put on our hair and also tame our flyaways. And the styling product I'm going to be using today is the Ion Quick Blow Dry Spray. It's going to improve our dry time, add volume, and shine. So to begin this blowout tutorial, I'm actually going to begin with my hair 80% dry. The majority of our styling power happens at the end of our blow dry. So to begin, I'm going to start sectioning. And what I actually want to do when I'm sectioning is leave out the most bottom level of hair all around the perimeter. I'm going to clip the rest of this hair up with a duckbill clip. So now I'm going to take a subsection of that section. I'm going to grab my round brush. I'm going to make sure I'm aiming that round brush to begin with right at that scalp, at the root. That way we're always getting volume. So you give it a little bit of a curl, and you get a lot of tension, and that's going to tame frizz. It's going to give you a smoother outcome. So then I go ahead and take my blow dryer. I'm going to put it on a lower speed because I don't want hair to be flying everywhere. You want to add a little heat onto that. Another thing I want to add is that when you're blow drying, you want to aim the blow dryer nozzle parallel with the hair that you're blow drying. A lot of times I see people sticking the hair dryer into the brush, and what that actually does is it expands the cuticle, and it'll actually open that up, and it won't give you a smooth after. So what you want to do is just aim it parallel with your brush. Make sure it's heating up that brush, heating up that hair, and that way you're closing the cuticle because you're working the nozzle of the hair dryer with the direction of your hair. And as you're blow drying, make sure you're working the ends of your hair into that round brush. And notice how after I curl on the very end, I just roll it back up to the center of my head. That way we know every part of the hair is getting the heat, and we're still keeping it up high up by our scalp. If I hold it low, we're not gonna get volume. So by holding it higher, we're gonna get more bounce to our hair. I can take that hair. We're going to keep it in its curl pattern that we were blow drying it in. We'll take a duckbill clip and just pin it where we want it to sit. And that way it'll cool. And that way when we go to take it back out, everything will sit where we want it. It'll maintain that volume and that shape that we were trying to create. So then what we do next is we're going to move on to the next subsection. I'm going to grab that section of hair, grab that round brush really high up against the scalp, hold it in position, turn on my hair dryer, and keep going. The other great thing about this hair dryer is that there's a cooling option, so you can actually press the cool button and turn down the heat. And when you hold the brush with your hair dryer, as you're cooling the hair, it's actually going to help set it into the position that you want. And you can already see the shape that's happening because we used the round brush, because we used heat, and then we cooled after having the hair dry. That way it's gonna wanna set into that position. And we can reinforce this shape by pinning it the way that we blow dried it. So, same thing. I'm gonna pull this curl up, grab a duckbill clip, and we're gonna pin it. And I always go parallel to the hair, not into the hairbrush, but parallel, because that's how we smooth our hair. While we're by the scalp, we're always pushing the hair up for volume. And then rounding it out on those ends, and then slowly curling it back up, and then we can let go. Moving slowly is what's going to keep you from tangling the hair on your hairbrush. So take your time, make sure the heat's going where it needs to go, and then roll it back up. Make sure that end's in there. And once this section of hair is dry, we're gonna tap it with heat, and then we're gonna hit that cool button and cool it down. I'm gonna take this clip, I'm gonna double up on these sections here. So I'm on my last section, so I'm gonna pull that down. So this is gonna be the front pieces and the crown. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Ion Blowout spray. Keep it about like 4 to 6 inches away from the scalp, just to get that nice spread and even coverage. So now that that's on my hair, I can go ahead and style. I'm gonna get that much more blowout power, and I kind of want this whole section to feel higher and bigger than the rest of the hair. So again, I'm gonna be taking subsections. So within that section, I'm going to take a smaller section, and right now it's going to be my bangs. That's another fun trick I like to do, is you can actually roll the brush on top of the hair and up, turn it vertically to the side, parallel the blow dryer with your hair, and start twisting. And that's how you get your hair to go in a direction that you want to go in. So on top, down, we're rolling up, vertical, and whenever we go in at the root, we're still holding it up and we're rolling upwards. So we still have volume at the root, but then we have style on the ends. And you can already see how much bigger my hair is from using that Ion Blowout spray. My hair is literally lifted off of my scalp. So products do matter. And I want my bangs to kind of sit in that swoopy motion, so I'm actually not gonna clip these up. I'm gonna go my next section back. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put a lot of emphasis right here on the root and make sure that we're getting that to go up. We're always aiming upward because that's how we want the root to sit on our head. When I get to the ends, we're gonna kind of give it that curl. We're gonna move the brush in that circular motion just so we get the shape. Because really the shape is our brush sitting on our head. I'm gonna take out the clips that have been holding my hair. So now at this last section, I'm gonna blow dry this, but I'm gonna blow dry it also with the other sections of my hair so that everything kind of gets connected. We marry all the different sections so that it looks like a complete look. So this is the blowout with no hot tools, no extra added heat. This gives your hair so much volume when you use a round brush with your blow dryer. So I'm gonna like update this style just a little bit with the hot tool just because my hair is very blonde, it's highly lifted, I can get those little frizzy pieces every now and then. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like slick down some of those with the ion straightener, and that way I can kind of defrizz this just a little bit and then kind of heat style things in certain places that I want them to sit, because we know that compacted heat that's, 430 degrees is gonna kind of trump anything going on in my hair. So it's a nice way to kind of pinpoint little problem areas that maybe I don't want sitting a certain way, but you can see how when you do a blowout, you get that much more body and defrizzing right off the bat, because this is what it looks like without any heat styling. Okay, so we have the Ion One Stroke Hair Straightener. So I'm gonna use this to just go in a little bit, and I'm not gonna section my hair this time just because I don't wanna affect anything in the blowout that's already sitting so nice. So I'm literally just gonna tap things that like show, just to defrizz, get maybe like little baby broken pieces that I don't want to be shown off so much, kind of smooth those into the rest of the blowout. But for the most part, you really don't need to use a hot tool. I hope you enjoyed these DIY tips and tricks for blowing out your hair at home. For any more recommendations, tips, or tricks, you can check me out at Emily Bolin Hair on Instagram or DIY University at sallybeauty.com.